Hello, everyone.
Oh, you want me to? Hello.
Okay. Welcome to another episode of Jaded Mayhem. What the hell?
Usually you just roll with it.
I'm tired. Well, I mean, the past couple of times we talked about football, I could care less about football, and I'm pretty confident most people who listen to true crime podcasts probably could care less about football as well.
So I guess I'm just going to look at you for the cue. Like when you look at me, that means say something.
No. Oh my goodness.
It's cold as witches' tits out there.
So it's sweater weather. Is that how sweater weather? You seen the SNL skit?
Mm-hmm.
Sweater weather. Sweater weather. They say it like is it Boston or New Jersey?
Mm-hmm.
Sweater weather. Yes, it's chilly here. I don't know where everyone else is, but it's chilly. And I think we're going to have a cold winter this year compared to last year.
Well, we got some snow last year.
We got some snow, but well, first off, for anyone who doesn't know, we lived in Hawaii for 3 years before we moved here last year. So it had been like 4 years since we experienced a winter. So the first one, I think it took like we got robbed of a fall. It went straight from slight chilly, not even long enough, and then boom, it was cold. I think we're gonna actually get our fall weather, but it's gonna get cold faster.
Yeah, I was just thinking this morning. I was like, man, this is a Hawaii winter day.
Eh, Big Island for
Yeah.
sure. Okay, today's story is on Helltown of Ohio.
Helltown, Ohio.
I picked this one because Chatty had it number one as a suggested paranormal. I was trying to find something that could relate more to Halloween. This does not relate to Halloween. It's supposed to have paranormal stuff, but it's really mostly like the paranormal stuff that people did believe, but proving that it's wrong.
Mm,
Is that what you got?
No,
Oh,
this should be interesting.
that will be interesting because I might be able to disprove a lot of your paranormal.
Mm,
Helltown of Ohio. Helltown's not its original name. What the hell?
Helltown of Ohio.
Oh shit.
Of
Hell
Ohio of the states of the America.
Helltown, Ohio is actually not the name of the town.
No, it was actually 3 towns at one point.
I only got two.
Mm.
What are your three?
I only have one name, the bigger of the 2.
Boston Township
Correct.
/ Boston Village. I'm sure it's the same. I didn't look further
Mhm.
into that because the point is Helltown was just a name created because of the paranormal stuff. It's near, and I was going to, and I didn't get pronunciations, but even if I did, I'd probably still fuck it up. It's near Kuyog. Ku- Hold on, guy. So oh, it's
Sayuga.
is that really how you say it?
Mhm.
Did you look it up?
Mm-mm.
How do you know?
I speak English.
That doesn't mean it's pronounced the way that you think just because you speak English.
Okay, Sayuga Valley.
You know what? I can pronounce some Chinese names better than you can
I didn't
from
see
Hong
that on the
Kong.
first episode.
Huh?
I didn't see that or hear that on the first episode.
Actually, I did.
Mm.
Because remember when we looked at the podcast transcript?
Mhm.
It spelt one of the words how I pronounced
Mm.
it correctly. Asshole.
Let's go to the Cayuga.
Okay, Valley National Park. It's near a
Mhm.
national park. In the 70s, the U.S. government purchased large portions of the land under the National Park Service's Land Acquisition Program. It was to consolidate park ownership. It was voluntary, but it wasn't forced. But even though it was voluntary, I saw it on your notes that you had written down. President Gerald Ford approved the National Park Service to take the land from the people who own the homes.
All right, so let me jump in and take the reins a little bit here.
Okay.
All right. So, the area in the Sayuga Valley, uh, was originally founded around 1758 with Native Americans. In 1772, the area was decimated by intertribe fighting due to some of the different tribes siding with the colonial settlers
Do you have the name of
of the tribes.
well, I hold on.
Mm-mm.
The treaties that came from those?
No,
I do.
not at all. The the area is full of burial sites, sacred ground, ancestral stuff to kind of add to it. And then, so now we'll go to let me hit up on President Ford. So what he did is he ordered national recreation area to be built. That's why it is the Sayuga Valley.
Yeah, because what is it? Deforestation? Is that the right word? It was because a lot of it was trying to protect the land basically.
Well, that's a version of it. So yeah, so as soon as it was announced, they held a town hall and the government was there, and all residents were ordered to sell their homes at low market prices and move immediately. They didn't have an option. They went door
Mhm.
to door, and then not all of them actually followed the instructions, and they stayed in their house and was like, "We ain't going anywhere." I mean, they were knocking on the doors, and people were in the middle of eating dinner. Or these houses were abandoned with everything still there. So the army started forcibly removing citizens from their homes and giving them the money. They ended up sealing off the entire town. They boarded up the doors, the windows. They were burning and demolishing all the buildings in that area in order to build this new national recreation area. So the citizens in the area got mad. They got together, took it to a court. I don't know what level, had to be federal, made their complaints. Their complaints were heard and they won their case. The government was ordered to halt all operations. They started contacting the citizens that were forced out and told them that they can come back to their properties, their homesteads, their homes. Everybody declined because the area was demolished, burnt down, charred buildings. There was no town to come back to, which left it as a modern day ghost town.
All of this started in 1974,
Yes.
and then the burning didn't happen until 2016?
No.
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, it finished in 2016, but apparently it started it because the fire department used it as practice.
Hmm.
Why are you saying it's not 2016?
No, they were still like kicking people out. And the army was forcibly
Yeah,
removing
not in
them. And
2016.
no.
Yeah, I'm saying in the end. Like, all of this was from 1974 all the way to 2016, like, in this year-long stint or whatever. I have it later in the notes. There was a claim about something, and I'll get to it. I just don't remember right now. And it said that it was in the process of purchasing or finalizing or however it was worded. And now that you said that, it makes a lot of sense that it was a court battle that was going on. That's crazy. So even with the court stuff going on, they still were allowed to burn everything down? You would think that they wouldn't be allowed to do that until everything was finalized. So they just did it. People cannot hear a head nod.
Yes, they just did it. It was the government. It was the military. They were told to evacuate.
I did have reasons why the government bought land, national park slash government, and it was because of in 1960s. That's when the pollution and commercial development started to threaten the area. I mean, yours mixes in with mine. Mine seems a little nicer, and really, we know how the government can be sometimes, and they try and hide things.
Mm-mm.
I'm sure it was more to it, but because the burning down of everything, that's what gave it its name because of the eerie stuff that people claimed afterwards, right?
Um, I guess it could play into it.
Like, from what I gathered, most of the paranormal stuff that was said to have happened or be happening was after the abandonment and demolish.
Well, I read some stories of even army, like soldiers, hearing things and seeing things.
Ooh. That'll be interesting to hear because I did not get that. Okay, so I have each topic of a paranormal that was proved to be false.
Okay, so maybe I can start and
Mhm.
you tell me if you got info on it.
Okay.
All right. So, first off, the origins of the stories are a mix of hearsay, myths, legends, personal accounts, but nothing factual, right?
Say that again? I zoned out.
Yeah. The origins of all these stories tells the mystery, the
Mhm.
paranormal, right?
Mhm.
It's a mix of hearsay,
Mhm.
myths, legends, and personal accounts, but nothing factual.
I gathered it like it was playing the game of telephone.
Mm,
You know how that goes.
mhm. So, I guess to start with it, there's been a lot of theories on kind of the reasoning for the government to come in, right?
Mhm.
One theory is it was never going to be a park, but there's a nearby secret government facility that's been testing genetic mutations, and some of their test subjects got loose.
Is there a government facility nearby?
I don't know. It said secret government. If we know about it,
Oh,
it's not a secret.
gotcha.
Um, they found a portal to another dimension, and they were trying to protect it.
Okay.
Mm. Or there was a giant chemical spill that contaminated the area.
I do have information slightly about the
Mm.
chemical spill.
All right, so I guess we'll start. So where it all started is after the court order to stop, halt, right? The guy in charge, I
Mhm.
forgot his name, but he went back to Helltown to clean out his work area. He got reassigned to another project, and while he was cleaning out his desk, he had a heart attack and died.
Oh, no. Oh my
The
gosh.
guy who the president put in charge to do all of this, he was the head guy buying the houses, burning it down, the head dude.
Oh, speaking of the lead bass guitarist
Mhm.
of Green Day or
Limp Biscuit.
Well,
Mhm.
almost close. He
He
died.
did.
Did it say why?
No,
Yeah. Okay.
but
Good.
it would probably just be bass guitars, not lead bass. I don't think bands have
Okay.
2
Well, the
bass.
article I read said lead bass guitar.
Alright, so how about this? We'll go with the first story.
Mm.
Did you learn anything about a local orphanage?
No.
Oh, so there apparently was an orphanage that caught fire, killed almost 200 children and 4 adults. And you can still see ghostly apparitions of children in the window of the
When
orphanage.
did this happen?
I don't know.
Was it before, like, early
I
1800s?
don't know.
Okay.
I didn't go that deep. So you don't
Gotcha.
have that one.
I don't have that
All
one.
right, next. We can't talk about that. Let's talk about
Why can't we talk about it? Oh, you don't
that's all I
that's
know.
all oh, okay.
That's all I know.
Okay.
Cults occupying the woods
Mhm.
and the church in town.
I have a little bit.
Yeah?
I have to dig, but yeah.
What do you want to talk about the church?
Mhm, we can talk about the church.
Okay. They also say you can hear sounds, whispers coming from inside the church. They're saying people's names when you're there. Some believe that they are whispering your name to lure you in to bad things, and some believe they're giving you warnings to stay out.
I believe those people have schizophrenia or
Mhm.
personality disorder.
Okay. Tell me about the church.
Okay, the main one, I know that one's a Presbyterian church. I would assume the other one is. There's
Mhm.
2.
Oh, is the Lady of the Sorrows?
And alright, hold on. Boston Community and Mother of
The
Sorrows.
Mother of Sorrows, yeah.
But Boston Community is more of the focus, especially with the story of the evil man in the basement.
Oh, I didn't get a basement of that building. How many churches you know have a basement?
Yeah. It does seem like a lot of houses in the
Mhm.
north have
Midwest, right? Isn't that considered
have
Midwest?
basements, so maybe. I think I've been to a church that it was like a almost basement. You know how like the buildings, like it goes into the ground, but there's a top part that is a little bit. I think
Mhm.
there's some old churches probably.
Okay. Well, talk to me about the church.
Okay, well, the church had an upside down cross. Now, I'm saying this first before I give the rest.
The cross of St. Peter?
I didn't put that. You just wait, all right? It's not a common thing by churches, and the abandonment and eerie demonic upside down cross started the rumors.
Mhm.
People started to say the locals weren't people of God, but satanic practitioners that stalked the streets to lure visitors.
Mm.
People claimed that the locals participated in animal mutilation and human sacrifices. There is an evil man who lives in the basement and guards the church. He refuses to let people see his face. I did have a question.
Mhm.
I didn't have this here, but in one of the churches, um, the lights, it's probably the main one, Boston Community, they said they always see
Mhm.
candles lit in the windows.
Mm.
So there's actually the two churches and more focused the story of the evil man in the basement. But the basement houses nothing more than classrooms and offices. And if there was a man, he was a church worker who probably got angry at strangers gawking at him. A lot of people who are paranormal investigators, or what's the word that is like amateur paranormal investigators, like
Mhm.
people who think they know what they're doing.
Where they can't debunk it.
Yeah. So they're coming to like investigate.
Mhm.
And that got a little out of hand, but the church had actually been designed in a Gothic reveal style, which is common to have the upside down crosses as design element. And that was the Mother of Sorrows that had that attention. And
Mhm.
that's all I have about the churches because
Well, doesn't the Mother of Sorrows church use the cross of St. Peter and all of their churches?
I didn't go deep into
Mm.
that. That's I would assume so because isn't Presbyterian a lot like Catholic and ritual and meaningful stuff like that?
I don't know. Not going down that road. But I did get a story of a red candle burning in the basement of the morgue.
Okay, you're
Um,
going a little too far. We're talking about the church.
oh, I thought you were done with the church.
So are we moving to the morgue?
Oh, you got that's one thing. Let me finish my sentence of the morgue. That's all I've got. There's a red candle that burns in the basement of the morgue. And if you stare at it long enough, it goes out. Period. That's all I've got.
I feel like that was definitely made up. Okay. You say morgue. I
Hmm.
got the funeral home.
Mm,
But before the funeral home, the slaughterhouse. Did you get that one?
I got nothing on the slaughterhouse.
Legend is you will see ghostly faces if you look inside the windows. Truth. No official slaughterhouse. The building that is referred to as the old slaughterhouse is actually an old duplex. It's next to a more updated home, which would give it more of an eerie appeal, and the fact it's next to a cemetery doesn't really help its case of being spooky. The funeral home, the myth is there's an abandoned funeral home next to the cemetery slash candles are seen in the windows at night. Cult members will chase you away if you get close. The building is the same building that is also known as the slaughterhouse.
Hmm.
Probably due to being abandoned, eerie look is why people created that story. And again, what's with the fucking candles? In every single place, someone says there's
Hmm.
candles lit.
Well, you got one in the basement of the church, and mine's in the basement of the morgue, and you've got the funeral home.
Mm, hmm. One thing about the church with the candles, I did read somewhere that an explanation for that could be family or people who are congregation coming to light candles for departed family members
Mm.
or loved ones.
Swamp gas.
Huh?
Like Men in Black. You just explain it. Swamp gas.
Is that what that was called? Swamp gas? Or is that your name?
No. So, did you learn anything about End of the World Road? Is that what it was called?
I think it's dead end. Hold on. Dead end roads. I think wait, actually.
End of the World Road.
Yes.
I don't have anything on. I just remember it.
Evil awaits all those who drive this road at night.
Yeah, it's because it goes and then it's just a sudden major drop.
Mhm. It's possessed, and there have been countless fatal car crashes. An evil force will try to take control of your car and force you to crash.
Mm.
If you drive here at night, a group of robed Satanists will surround your car and form a human chain to try and trap you there. Some say supernatural occurrences happened on that road. Others claim the road was evil, which caused deadly car crashes. Truth? Not really a lot of information on how this story was created except right timing and place. Abandonment of a town,
Hmm.
this road, if people were driving on it, it was at the top of the hill. It does look like you were going to drive off the hill, like people driving around making stories up on everything.
Hmm.
And then slowly stories of murderers and cults were being added to this urban legend.
What about the abandoned school bus in the woods?
Got that for you.
I've got a couple versions of the school bus, but it
Mm.
has been removed. It was fact. There was a
Mhm.
school bus.
It actually was used by a family when it was abandoned. When the families were forced out of their homes, I read in one part that a family used it for storage, but another part, a family moved in and lived in it
Hmm.
and then left. And then it was there forever. I have something,
Mm.
a part of the crap. You, oh my God. Your ums.
So you may tell you one of the stories about
Yeah.
that school bus?
Mm-hmm.
So mid 1900s.
Mm.
I mean, it could be any time. We're talking,
1950s?
yeah, no, mid
That's mid
1900s. Yeah.
1950s.
On the way to school, the bus crashed.
Mm. Hmm.
All the children died.
That's horrible.
And if you go to the bus now, you'll see the shadow man sitting in the driver's seat, smoking a cigarette. But when you shine a light on the cigarette, it goes away.
Apparently, the bus isn't there anymore, so I don't know how people are seeing this.
Well, they used to shine a light on it.
I have a story about the man with the cigarette, and it does not match yours.
Oh, man, look at that.
I know.
Telephone game.
I know.
Well, tell me your story, and then I can tell you one more.
I have different versions. So, the busload of children that were slaughtered in the woods by
Mm,
either a serial killer, band of serial killers, escaped mental patient, several escaped mental patients, a group of Satanists or cult members. This says the bus is still there. Seats have been removed. Okay, you go ahead because you were going to say something, but I got more.
no, I wasn't going to say anything.
You went, you got something.
All right. So here's another bus story.
Mm
So the bus decided to take a shortcut through the woods.
hmm. Mm hmm.
The lights flashed. The bus stalled. The driver left to go get help, but he never returned. And when the authorities arrived, there were no kids
The driver left without the children.
to go get help.
He could have brought the kids with him.
Mm-mm. That's
Uh
not how the
huh.
story goes.
I know. I know.
But when the authorities returned to the bus, there was nothing but bloody backpacks, notebooks thrown all over the place, no kids, real gory area, smeared bloody handprints on the window. And on a foggy night, you can see small handprints on the window and hear the sounds of children around you running around, rustling in the woods and screaming. They say that they were killed by melon heads.
What's a melon head?
It's a small, like humanoid creature
Mm.
with a giant head.
Okay.
Melon heads.
Okay. So, all these, there's so many different variations to certain things and what we're saying. Who started? I want to meet the people who created the original version.
Mm.
And then or even someone who changed it, but like they're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna really." Oh, well, I have a theory.
We're going to scare them with the melon heads.
Mhm. Hey Arnold's.
No, these are evil. They kill children.
Yeah, well, alter ego of Hey
Mm.
Arnold.
You got any more bus?
Mhm. Bus fills up with children filling the ghostly seats. That's what people are seeing.
Mm.
Additionally, their laughs and or screams can be heard coming from inside.
No rustling of the feet?
No.
Mm,
The ghost of the possible killer sitting in the back of the bus smoking a cigarette. Locals tried to move the bus, this is the claim,
mhm.
but injury and death made it unsafe, and that is why the bus was left there. Truth, the bus is gone, and locals have complained on the amount of people who run through the woods looking for said bus. So they had the bus removed.
You say locals like people live in Helltown.
That's what I got.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean, nearby people.
yeah.
So the people, I mean, obviously the roads connect and the people living nearby and seeing all the ruckus going on. The bus sat there for a long time because after the government bought the property, it was now theirs and it was up to them when they were going to remove it.
Yeah, I did see a lot of comments, on a lot of articles, people who live nearby and said that it was kinda it's just an abandoned town, nothing really there,
Mm,
but all through high school, that was the thing to do for the entire area,
mm.
is a bunch of kids load up in a car and go down the roads, and I guess that's kinda how the telephone game is going.
I think it's all blocked off now or something. To be able to do that, I don't think it's allowed.
Yeah, but that in high school, a blocked off ain't gonna stop you from going.
Yeah.
You got another story? Or you what do you got?
It's just, I guess, how people became fixated on the empty bus. It was just abandoned behind a house, and ghost hunters claimed they had seen spirits of children living in the bus at times. And then this, the stories of murder by a serial killer.
Mhm.
And then there's claims that if you look in the bus windows, you either saw the children or the killer sitting inside. And really, it's just another abandoned thing that people used. That's all. Hold on. Okay, no.
Did you hear the story of the giant snake?
Yes. The
Pennsylvania or the Peninsula Python is what I found they call him.
Yep, Peninsula Python.
Yeah. It's supposed to be, the size of a tree trunk.
I did not get what he looked like.
Yeah. Said he is, solid black, smooth skin, so he goes through the woods and you can't even hear him. Um, like a ninja in the night. You
Mm,
don't even know he's coming, and then he boom, gone before you even know what happened.
I bet he is.
Yep, a peninsula python. You got any truth on the peninsula python?
Well, the legend says that a chemical spill infested Helltown, leading to this creation.
Mhm. Goes back to the chemical spill theory.
Mm-hmm. Tale says an ordinary snake of all of a sudden grew to a massive size and terrorized the region of Helltown. This happened because of the chemical spill,
Mhm.
causing it to be a mutant. Truth, creature was never found. Even though there isn't any evidence, people still believe that the real reason was it was a government cover up because of the spill. There were toxic chemicals uncovered in a nearby dump. It has a name. I am not messing that one
Mhm.
up. This was found in the 80s, a decade later. The area was referred to Butane Town, or Mutant Town. First to describe the spill, last was results of the spill. You know how we like conspiracy theories?
Mhm.
Maybe it was true on the chemical spill and they're not giving further detail, and it just wasn't quote unquote discovered,
I
is what.
like to think that they have a, genetic mutation lab that they're testing things on and
Mm,
they escaped.
yeah, that would help.
So they had to buy the area to keep them contained.
There are no reports saying they were affected by chemicals, people or
Yeah. There's
animals.
also no reports saying my cousin went camping and never came back. All these deaths and things that happen, there's no victims.
Hmm. Okay.
What about the beast? Did you read about the
No,
beast? He's a dogman like creature, standing like 10 feet tall, covered in fur,
I'm
stands on
almost
two
getting
legs.
so annoyed with all these new things with this town.
Yeah. So there was a story about a guy driving on End of the World Road,
Hmm.
and he's seen this creature standing,
I bet he did.
and he went to slam on his brakes, and the
Hmm.
creature didn't move.
Hmm.
And then boom, hit something.
Hmm.
Got out of his car to look. So that's what I would do if I hit a creature. I'd get out of my car to go look. Um,
For a second there, I was going like, for real, and then no,
mhm,
I can.
and there was nothing there. except claw marks on his bumper.
I bet. Maybe it was a bear.
On 2 legs,
Oh,
10 feet tall.
they actually, yeah. Aren't they big?
Yeah,
And
but
sometimes they do stand up on 2 legs.
yeah, but if I was seeing a bear in a road on 2 like Yogi waving at me, I'd
Okay.
be it was a bear, not Dogman. This was Dogman.
Or the Yeti,
No,
Bigfoot.
not in Ohio.
You you know people believe that Bigfoot lives out there.
Well, he lives, just not out there. He's in the Pacific Northwest.
Gatlinburg,
That's not
Smoky
Pacific
Mountains.
Northwest.
No, they have all that. Megan said it's really big, and we
Oh,
saw when we went to Gatlinburg.
shout out to Megan if you're listening.
Hi, Megan. Okay.
That's all I got.
All right. Well, then let's quickly get through this other stuff
I mean, I
because
read a few more things, I just didn't think it was
mm,
worthy enough to write down.
the hearse slash killer hearse driver.
No, but does he have a cigarette?
No. The legend. If you go past the road closed signs, you will find a house that a creepy man lives in. He drives a hearse and sometimes will run you down. Common sayings were like a hearse with one headlight chases through town. We tried to follow the hearse, but it vanished at the end of the road. Truth. There was a family who owned a hearse but only used it for Halloween. The hearse was definitely some great truth someone could use to spin a story off of. It is impossible to drive down these roads with road closed signs. Area is heavily wooded on both sides and creek runs along the road with a locked gate.
That family has some major self-control. 'Cause
No, I saw somewhere and what I was reading is that if anyone did do anything, it was a prank, like the people who were there.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If we had a hearse, it would be driven a lot more than just on Halloween.
First off, you'd be driving alone, and you know not even the kids would get in that.
Oh, no,
The
it's
only one may be Ava.
oh, I'd have it. It would be great.
I'm sure it would be great, but considering you know what it was used for, my ass would never be in that car.
You could ride in the front.
No, you ride alone. You know Justin. No, he don't do haunted houses. He's not going in that. Bella probably like no, because she'd be
Yeah.
scared something to follow her. Ava would be
Imagine
like,
owning a hearse and only driving it during Halloween. Such a waste.
Ava would be asking you to go drive through her friends' neighborhoods.
Mhm.
The cemetery,
Every town has a cemetery.
there's a ghost who sits on a bench.
Every town has that same ghost.
No one has seen the ghost.
Wait a minute. So how can you say there's a ghost if nobody's seen the ghost?
Well, like, no one can give a description,
Mm,
making it believe that they haven't. And there's no bench.
that really debunks that story.
Yeah. So there's a investigative group, a paranormal investigative group. Was that?
Yeah.
I'm not good with words. They're called Ghosts of Ohio. They investigated this area to debunk, like you say.
Mhm.
Their conclusion,
I don't say it. Zach Bagans says it.
he does.
Yeah, remember
Oh, debunk.
when they prove something, like, not to be paranormal and it's just like a flashlight or something like, "No, so that is debunked."
Hmm. But some things are like, did you hear
Yeah.
that? Or,
Out of this world.
I rebuke you. There are trees in the cemetery that move, is another claim. But when the wind blows, trees move.
Some things you can't explain.
Some people try to say that a satanic cult causes these trees to move. And they do it in order to protect their secrets, like to scare people to go away
Hmm.
to protect their secrets.
I mean, you take any story and you say a cult is behind it, and then it's automatically scary.
The cemetery does sit on top of a cliff on an unpaved road. It would, again, abandoned town, cemetery on top of that would be creepy. I
Mhm.
probably wouldn't even go up there.
Don't even need the candles.
But they were able to, like the Ghosts of Ohio, were able to make it up the hill in the Honda with no effort. I do not know why I have that. I
The
might.
ghost of Ohio?
The ghosts of Ohio. That's what they're called.
Well, not ghost hunters of Ohio, or just
No,
they are the
it's
ghosts?
called they call themselves the ghosts of Ohio. Another claim is there are a lot of children's graves who were killed in a bus accident, but like most cemeteries,
Mhm.
there are children graves.
Well, hey, I told you about that bus in the mid-1900s.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so in AmericanHauntingsInc.com, the state of Ohio, this is what they say, deems it illegal to be in a cemetery after dark, and it's considered trespassing. Chatty says that it is a local ordinance and not a state law, but possibly all of Ohio has it, and that makes it seem like the state of Ohio. Because I was trying to see if I'm sure
Mm,
most places are that way because you've got people, and ironically, TikTok shows me a video of a guy live in a cemetery. I've been getting a lot of those on our podcast
mm.
TikTok. Um, he takes one of those EMF, not an EMF, sound box, spirit box.
Oh, the spirit box?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want one of them. No, I don't.
Ouija board, highway to hell, evil people, ghosts, spirits lie in wait along a lonely road. One of them is a serial killer with an axe butchers motorists who travel this road at night.
So the highway to hell also is
Mm,
another name.
a song.
No, 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 for a road to the end of the world. It's the same road.
Okay, there's also a claim that crazy people will jump out of you, but the truth is, like you said, it's the same road that takes you to the end of the world. No other explanation of truth except that it connects to the other road. The Children of the Corn,
Hmm. O
not what you're going to think.
original.
Unfortunately, no. The movie was filmed in Boston Township, is based off real events. That is what people are saying. It is not. It was released in 1984 and was filmed in Iowa. The
Mhm.
sequels were filmed in Southern California. It was impossible to be shot there because in 1983, the National Park Service had been trying to get the land for 9 years. And that was my fact to yours, where they were in court
Mm.
handling all that stuff. And it's based off the Stephen King short story, not real events.
There is a lot of corn in Iowa.
Children of the Corn. There's a house in the woods,
There
a
is.
abandoned house in the woods where the light is always on upstairs. And again, but it's not candles, it says light. The truth is, there is a house and it stays on for the light does stay on for young travelers. It stays on because it's a boarding house that accepts guests 24 hours a day.
In Helltown?
According to, I think it was called All That's Interesting. From my research, that's what it
Mm.
said. Because you can stay on some national parks, like on the Big Island, we stayed in
Mhm.
the national park. Ah, my knee. Satanic activities. Police warn motorists to not travel through a night because of satanic activity. But what was real is the trustees of the town asked the county sheriff department to tell people to keep going because of the trespassing and vandalism. And this is why people came up and speculated a story is because, oh, the police are telling us to go on.
Mhm.
Because they're not going to tell them the reason why we don't want you going over here is because of vandalism and whatever. They're just going to be like, y'all need to keep moving along. You don't belong here. Crybaby Bridge. If you bring an extra set of keys, park on the bridge, turn your car off, lock the doors, and walk away, leave the keys sitting inside, the car will be covered with dust and footprints all over and running with the doors locked when you come back, like on and running. And this is the same bridge that people hear baby cries. That's why it's called Crybaby Bridge, believing a baby was thrown over the bridge.
Mhm. Truth.
Well, okay, people who are like debunking this and not believing it. There's a lot of bridges that have this same theory that people have created, and it's just another thing that they're grabbing onto. But that's really all I got. And I've heard something similar. It wasn't a bridge, but it was something like going uphill.
Oh, yeah,
where they push and you see kids' handprints.
yeah.
So, I mean,
I've heard that too. And then there's another weird one with like a railroad track or something like that.
yes. Okay, that's all I have, but I have thoughts. I personally think the locals were pissed about being forced to leave their homes, so they created all these crazy stories, and that's part of my thing for it.
Mhm.
I think that chemical spill, the small one that happened, that was something else they were able to use to help out their stories. And sometimes when you can use something, people are like, "Oh, yeah," like they're making some sort of connection. I will say though, for if it didn't have so many wild, different stories and topics, I would believe this because I like stuff like this and it would be very
Mm.
intriguing.
I think you take a isolated area with abandoned buildings and high school kids. You're going to get this story, regardless if you're in Ohio. It does. The state doesn't matter. The area doesn't matter. Kids are going to be kids. They're going to make up spooky stories. Like growing up, we have an area that has a bunch of abandoned buildings. Almost every one of these stories are from my hometown too.
Oh, you heard stories like these?
Yes.
I do find it a little offensive to people who do believe in Satanism. I feel really bad what you would consider religion because then there's such a miss.
Oh, that's a whole other episode.
Are you talking about those three boys?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say well, that's what happened to them.
Mm.
And I don't even know if they were. I don't remember that. It doesn't matter. I just feel really bad that most of everything in here that was evil, it was because of Satanists.
Mhm.
And I just feel really bad that that's what it resulted to. But that's it. I'm gonna let you know. I know I suggested this story and I was really excited because like, oh, Helltown, and it's got all this paranormal stuff. And as I was investigating it, I was like, oh, I'm so pissed I chose this story. I was mad
Why?
because I wanted
Melon
creepy, scary stuff.
melon heads? Peninsula python? Dogman?
But all of this sounds crazy and outlandish. And I wanted like real scary.
This is mystery.
Look, I believe in the paranormal. This was a little upsetting, this story.
I believe in Dogman.
The
Penin
one in this story?
Yeah, Peninsula python. Melon heads.
Okay, right now he's being full of shit. Okay, well, I apologize if y'all made it to the end and you were also very disappointed in this story as much as I was. I mean, it's cool, debunk a lot of stuff, but I wanted some truth in there. I mean, I know not everyone believes in paranormal, so some people are like, oh, there's no truth to it, but dang. Anyways, you can email us, which we need to fix the login. I gotta get back into it. Email us at thejury@jadedmayhem.com, spelled like the jury, and then jadedmayhem.com. For any stories, any facts that we got wrong, any other information about Helltown you got, or if you live nearby and can contest all this stuff. We have social media, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. I don't know what else. What else?
That's it.
Peace out, homies. See you on the flip side.
Bye.
Boom. I'm disappointed in the story.